So, Wendee, you're about 8 days post-op from your facial rejuvenation. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. And I must say, I learned a lot along the way. I understand a lot of the questions our patients have following procedures now. I understand why they have the questions. For instance, I was already like going, I need to have something done to my lip lift. But it's actually the sutures that are under there that will dissolve within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And then I won't feel that, but I was thinking there was something wrong. There's nothing wrong, it's just time. And again, I'm 8 days post-op. But I will say what I was pleasantly surprised about is I didn't think it was bad. I swelled a whole lot, which I tend to do that even with laser treatments and things. But as far as the pain, I really was able to manage it completely with Tylenol and Motrin. I did learn a great trick though. I set my timer for 4 hours and I labeled it. I would say, hey Alexa, set a 4-hour timer, labeled Motrin. And then when 2 hours later, I'd have a timer that would go off and it would say Tylenol. So I would take the Tylenol and I would say, hey Alexa, set a timer labeled Tylenol for 4 hours. And then 2 hours later, I would have a timer go off, but it would say Motrin. So that way I would know which pill I needed to take. Otherwise I would be so forgetful. I'd be like, crud, which one did I take last time? So that was a great tool or tip that I have for everyone to stay on top of things, especially when your caretaker might be hanging out in the garage or doing whatever they do, taking a nap and the timer goes off. So anyway, but he did a great job the first night of waking me up every 2 hours, and he knew exactly because he had a timer on his phone. Anyway, the other thing is I was back at work in 6 days. I felt good. I will be honest, I've had laser treatments that were more difficult to recover from than the full face rejuvenation. So I was pleasantly surprised about that. I got all of my sutures out yesterday, so I feel relieved because they were beginning to itch, believe it or not, yesterday. And I was like, oh, it's time to get these out. Anyway, trying to think of what else. I had a great, I know what, buy the pillows that prop you up, the post-surgery pillows, they're worth it. Just spend the extra $50 because you have to stay with them. You have to stay propped up for like 3 months post-surgery. I cannot imagine not having those to keep me propped up the appropriate amount of, incline. Anyway, anything else?
What has been something that was a surprise for you throughout this experience, and how have things been going with people seeing you? Are they noticing what's been going on there?
It's been funny here in the office today. It was the first day that we had patients back. And the very first patient of the day walked in, and she's been coming here for a few months, and she said, do you normally wear glasses? And I kind of grinned and I said, well, I do wear glasses, but I don't know that I've ever worn them when you've been here. And she was like, something looks different. You look so good today. And I said, oh, I had a full face lift last week. And she was like, oh my gosh, you look great. She goes, of course you always look great, but you really look great. I just couldn't figure out what it was. And so the greatest thing is that's exactly what I wanted it to be, is that I still look like myself. I just look like people can't figure it out. And so I was pleasantly surprised.
That's great.
That one. And then one lady she's a great patient. She's got beautiful skin. I always think, and I think she may be a little older than me, but she was like, I have a friend that's coming in and she put a deposit down on a facelift and she said someone in the office was getting one. And I kind of grinned and said, yes, it was me. I did it last week. And she was like, we've got to call her. She needs to mortgage her house or do something to go ahead and get this done. She's like, you look 20 years younger. So that was pretty good today. So today's my first day back seeing patients. It's been a good day.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you. And thanks to Dr. Saxon for
taking years off your face.
She truly exceeded my expectations.
Yes.
So thank you.
Of course.